I want to talk about reinvention, especially me as a visual artist. I like to kind of analyze and dissect designs. Recently, BMW in the past few years has aesthetically developed or innovated in their visuals. Oh, I'm kind of being redundant in language, but the in the Comp series, they have the M4, the M3, that grill design, that new grill design, I very much like. When I first started looking at BMWs, I was, they've been doing the small grills for decades, and then they completely flipped the script and did the big grill, and that's that ethos, or I guess that willingness to completely change what they're doing and go the opposite direction. I really, as a visual artist, I guess industrial designer, you could say, I'm very inspired by that, and it really puts a refreshing take on just designing in general, whether it's for me to choose, but for people who were sculpting car designs or whatever. And I guess it can't even be applied to just that theme of there's the traditional way of doing something, and then you flip it and do the complete opposite. I get tied into my passion for life in general, because on one hand, my life, this conversation's going all over the place, this monologue, but in my life, I have what I'm constrained by is my reality, being a not particularly handsome young man or old man now, who wasn't born with any type of wealth, who isn't a very good speaker, though I'm trying to get better. I'm constrained by that, and then my fascination for these things that I love, music and fashion, shoes, and people, I guess. But the reality is that I'm unlikable in certain respects, so I'm always, there's that duality that's pulling me to two sides. Like, I have passion for this stuff, but I'm constrained by mediocrity and the reality of being unimpressive in certain respects. So what I'm getting at is, if my prescription is that if you're some sort of artist, if you're in whatever purpose you have, be willing to do what's the unthinkable. And for me, I love visual stuff. Right now I was just drawing shoes, and it's like, be willing to break the rules that I had in my head, and just be willing to go there by innovating, just how BMW did with that, I don't know what they call it. I'm in the BMW community in the sense that I see it on my Instagram feed, but they like it because of like the performance of the car itself. I just like BMWs because of the visual aspect. They're aesthetically very well designed, in my opinion. And what BMW did was so cool. They had the small, as I said, and it's almost like they broke rules that they once had, and that's so inspiring for me. And it's almost like Kanye in a way, and other artists who were willing to push the bounds of what's unthinkable, and it's just so cool and refreshing to see. Even though that car actually has been like memed, it's like considered like the new Mustang, I think, like a douchebag car. I think I really want to get one. I like the car. They're very expensive, at least a new one. But the point is that they broke the rules, and it always works. I just love that rule of, I guess, of life, not just designing artistic things or if you're, whatever purpose you have, just that rule, be willing to break the rules that constrain your field, and that's just so beautiful as a philosophy in life. So yeah, just be willing to do that. And I'm making a documentary. I even did it last night, and I'm like, I really want to stylize my content that'll be in the future and make it so that I really want to push the bounds of what I can do artistically, not just in the shoes that I make, but in these documentaries that hopefully will come out sooner rather than later, and do, stuff that I haven't, especially stuff that you haven't done before, that just adds so much, vigor to what you're doing, so much, it revamps it. I just love it. I'm just, in that sense, not to bring this topic up because this monologue has been everywhere, but in some sense, I just look at the life of a woman their purpose is so tied to how they look, like their appearance. It's kind of, I kind of sound like I'm coping, but, their point in life is how they look, and it almost makes me glad to be an autistic guy, because I don't know, it's like, there's like pros and cons to it, I guess, but yeah, this is everywhere as far as themes, but yeah, I'm kind of losing steam, but yeah, I guess that's it.